Welcome to AI Brief, everyone. This is episode 109.
And today we're doing a deep dive into some really significant shifts happening in AI.
Yeah, we're covering quite a bit new funding for superintelligence efforts, a big healthcare partnership.
Plus some cool robotics updates and some handy AI tools you might want to check out.
Okay, so let's jump right in with the money. Safe Superintelligence, SSI.
That's the one, co-founded by Ilya Sutskever, formerly OpenAI's chief scientist. They've just pulled in some major investment.
Yeah, Drew is right. From Alphabet and NVIDIA, no less.
Which is telling. And the valuation I saw hit something like $32 billion after a round led by Green Oaks.
$32 billion, wow. So Alphabet and NVIDIA getting involved, it feels pretty strategic, doesn't it? Especially for a company needing massive compute power.
Totally. And what's really interesting is Alphabet's cloud division has apparently locked in SSI as a key customer for their TPUs.
Their tensor processing units.
Right.
So they're actually selling those externally more now. That feels like a shift.
It is. They used to be mostly internal. So, yeah, it shows confidence, maybe looking to compete harder in that infrastructure space.
Because NVIDIA's GPUs are, well, everywhere in AI right now.
Exactly. But SSI leaning on Google's TPUs specifically, that's a notable choice.
And you've got Amazon in the mix, too, developing Trainium and Inferentia chips backing Anthropic.
It's definitely a high-stakes game. Everyone's trying to secure their piece of the foundational AI infrastructure by partnering with these leading labs.
Okay, so from foundational AI to maybe more direct impact on us, healthcare.
Right. GE HealthCare and NVIDIA announced a big collaboration. This was at NVIDIA's GTC 2025.
And the goal is autonomous medical imaging using AI.
Yeah, basically. GE HealthCare is going to use NVIDIA's Isaac platform. Think of it like a toolkit for AI and robotics simulation.
So they can develop and test AI for ultrasound and X-ray virtually first.
Precisely. Using pre-trained models, physics simulations, really validating things selfly before they get near patients.
That sounds incredibly useful, and the potential impact.
Well, they're aiming at huge global issues, cancer, heart disease, but also, crucially, healthcare access. What is it, like 4.5 billion people lack basic access?
That's staggering. And hospitals generate just tons of data, right?
About 50 petabytes a year, apparently, but only a tiny bit actually gets used effectively right now.
So this partnership wants to tap into that data to improve diagnostics, maybe find things earlier.
That's the idea. Better outcomes, more personalized treatment, and maybe just as important, helping with physician burnout.
Ah, yeah. The workload is immense.
Yeah.
Streamlining data analysis, automating parts of the diagnostic process, that could really help.
It feels like a really significant step towards embedding AI much deeper into healthcare, better diagnostics, less burden on staff, wider access.
Potentially.
Okay, let's pivot again. Robotics. Some interesting things happening there, too.
Like Kawasaki's new robot,
Yeah.
CORLEO.
The hydrogen-powered rideable quadruped. Like a robot goat you can ride.
Sort of, but the clever part is the AI. It apparently adjusts its balance based on how the rider moves, not just direct controls. So, more intuitive. Like riding an animal that reacts to you.
That seems to be the concept. Pretty different from their usual industrial stuff.
And speaking of, maybe, slightly more domestic robots, Samsung's Ballie.
Ah, yes, the little rolling ball assistant. It's finally launching this summer after some delays.
And it's using Google's Gemini AI, I read.
Correct. So it's meant to be a home helper, projects, video, controls smart devices, navigates using cameras and its own smarts.
Runs on their Tizen OS, connects to SmartThings, YouTube, Google Search.
Yeah.
Voice commands, the whole package.
Like a little mobile command center for your home. Could be interesting to see how well it works in practice.
Meanwhile, over in Shanghai, they're setting up a huge training center just for humanoid robots.
A mega hub, yeah. Over 100 robot models from like a dozen different companies.
They're trying to teach them core skills, like folding clothes.
Yeah, about 45 core skills, folding clothes, moving objects, that kind of thing. They capture motion data from humans doing the tasks.
That's a serious push from China in advanced robotics, centralizing the training like that.
Definitely shows ambition, trying to accelerate development of robots that can actually, function usefully in human environments.
And one more collaboration to mention, OpenMind AGI and DIMO.
Right, focused on connecting robots and vehicles for smart cities, potentially.
How would that work?
They want to use OpenMind's Fabric network, that's for decentralized communication with DIMO's vehicle protocol.
So robots and cars can talk to each other and coordinate tasks, automatically.
That's the vision. Maybe your robot unloads groceries from your self-driving car or manages EV charging without you doing anything.
They're aiming for a proof of concept later this year, apparently.
Could be a glimpse into how things might work down the line.
All right, let's wrap up with a quick look at some trending AI tools people might find useful.
Okay, first is Metabase Embedded Analytics. Good for embedding dashboards, reports, giving users quick insights within an app.
Then there's Liquid AI. Their focus is on efficient AI making models that run well everywhere, from tiny devices to big enterprise systems. Research and engineering focus.
If you're job hunting, Huru could be worth a look. It's an AI interview prep app, unlimited practice, AI feedback.
Nice. And for presentations, Slides Go. Lots of free Google Slides themes, PowerPoint templates, can make things look sharp quickly.
Genei, this one helps automate summarizing background reading, so faster research for writing blogs, reports, articles.
Could be a real time saver. And finally, Kixi.
Yeah, Kixi is aimed at sales teams, simplifies and automates calling and texting workflows, basically helps them connect with leads more easily.
So quite a range of developments and tools out there.
Absolutely. That wraps up our deep dive for today on the latest in AI. We hope that gave you some valuable takeaways on these fast-moving areas.
Definitely. And to keep up with future developments and get more insights like these, please do follow and share AI Brief. We appreciate you tuning in.